until
before you move forward, let me ask you something. Since the year was there in the late 80s, early 90s, and then 40 minus come up and get a quick boost, how that felt? To see you had to put in so much years and then they come up and just explode.
Let me tell you, the most I could think is that they met the right people at the right time. You know, the manager at the time was I think just as they really started to get established, Terrence picked them up. Uncle T's. So as a businessman, he already had a certain amount of capital to invest.
Gotcha.
You know, with us now, Elvis was our manager, not having a business like that. So we got to now generate with money to buy equipment and those stuff. You know, so with 14 minors, it's like they kind of get a much better start.
Yeah.
You know, because here it is when, you know, I jam in a kawaii keyboard. Uncle T's gone and buy a Mirage for Cali. You check? So it's like the man done got the big band sound. And we still got the inferior type of sound. You know? And then there was the time when the super cog percussion was big. You know, it's like if you got a band and you don't have the super cog percussion cowbell, your band ain't sound like a big band. And we ain't had that. But Uncle T's went and he get that for them man. So when the man the man don't sound like small like some grandmaster, them man coming through with 707 and 707. You know? It was the same feel. So because of that now, a lot more people used to hire 40 minors for certain gigs because 40 minors kind of carry in a more big band kind of sound. You know? But I mean, the main thing was rhythm.
Yeah.
I mean, minors will start a jam and them. I mean, don't get me wrong, you. When the man bust tune, the man also sound real good because I remember Gibbsy was real talented like that. Could sing, could play and everything. Yeah. So I used to wonder to myself, yo, why the man don't play more tunes? Because the man used to sound real good with the play tune, but it's like, why the man bust 2-3 tune and down the line.
Yeah. Because I tell Socky that twice. I could remember 14 minus playing, and when they start, it was sexy, smooth and sexy. Yeah.
But the man used to play some sweet zouk. Gibbs used to like zouk, eh?
Yeah, the man was bad on that.
But yeah, man, the man used to thump us up because, like I said, the man had system, different thing, and Elvis was a kind of no-nonsense kind of man, eh? I mean, thanks to him, he kind of put a lot of discipline in us towards the music. Because Elvis is the man will give a song to practice. And if 6 months down the road, he still ain't satisfied, he ain't playing out. You understand? And I tell you, I mean, I adapt a lot of that. Because when you see Elvis give a song, Elvis ain't just want to hear you playing it all right. He want you played perfect. He want you got the harmonies in the vocal. He want you got the vocals right. You ain't gonna come and sing one verse over and over and over for Elvis. That ain't cutting it. That ain't cutting it. You have to...
Elvis should have dashed me out the band then.
But a long time. But a long time. But a long time. You check? So yeah, man, he you know, some of the time that man used to vex. You must be like, boy, man, like, well, who's dealing with you? I said, boy, all you got to learn this song then, and we ain't got no problem.
Exactly.
I used to learn my parts because, you know, you got to, you know, them time when you're playing them bow and so you got to play all them hand parts, you got to play all them fills and different things, you know, but Elvis telling you playing out. I remember they had this song, there are not some signs in life, signs you made. Boy, Ali used to sing that, right? But at that time, they had a lot of different versions. Like they had that one day, never try to diss the man with it. And then they had like some other song. You see like how now they do rhythms. That was like the first stage of it. But Al used to mix them up. So like he would start to sing one song and then he sing the chorus for another one on the same rhythm.
Yeah.
Why not? 6 months. 6 months we in the band house. Elvis decided, no, you're singing it wrong. And we used to be pissed off with Al because like, yo, why you got? And then he started to complain about, what you think is easy? Man got to play drum and sing. I said, we're afraid to do it. If you're afraid to do it and you want to be like afraid, well, you got to come up.
Yeah.
You got to come up. So this is when I will fast forward now to when Mention come on the scene. Because they used to got another little band in the village area named Ironics. And I used to hear them practicing on different things. And you know, when my partner used to play keyboard, you mentioned how they're singing. I didn't know him. And I think in conversation I tell Al about it one time. And I don't know what I'll do. You know, I have no idea what I'll do. But all night, next thing I look, I see Alan Mention Lyman. Them time we used to call him Freddy.
Yeah.
He used to call Mention Freddy. And we come friend. So it was Nu Vybes, 40 Minus, and Ironics. But Ironics were the lesser of the three, because the man really had nothing basically to talk about. And Tutus, Kwame used to be around too.
Yeah.
Because Kwame and Al was kind of like neighbors down in Boyds. So whatever connection, but next thing I look, I hear a meeting, man talking with Elvis, boom, Freddie in the band. I didn't have no problem with that because that now gonna take the pressure off me and Al from trying to sing leads.
Yeah. Cause Gibbsy was singing when he was there, right?
Yeah. So, like I say, whatever talk went down between Al and Mention to get him in, I have no idea. I don't know if they bribe him. They tell him, boy, we're gonna be big time in the next couple of years. Done with the crap. But Mention reach. I remember one of the first songs we did together was a song named Sting Me Centipede. Sting me Centipede, sting me. Sophie, you got that? Sophie ain't got them files there. Sophie don't play cassette.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's how Mention had get in the band.
What year was that?
Mention came in 91, maybe about 91. Sometime between 90 to 92, Mention coming.
Okay.
It was not before 1990, and it would not have been after 92. So it's somewhere between there. Then he come in.
Okay.
You know.
So when he come, he brought, because Gibbsy being a musician and singing, it was easy for Gibbsy to help lead the band as far as how the band gonna play and so. But Mention just singing. How was it different?
Well, it was a lot different because now you got a lead vocalist out front. You know, so as opposed to just playing your instrument and not being able to interact with the crowd, you know, now you got somebody who can be there to directly interact with the crowd. You know, in the early goings though, I think Mention might have get a lot of hit because at that time, some of the most popular bands, regional bands, they really had a lead singer out front like that. You know, because, you know, Flames, everybody on an instrument.
Yeah.
17, everybody on an instrument. You know, where Jam Band was a little different because you had Friday, you know. Yeah. But the main two who we used to look at was Flames and 17, and they really had a lead man out front. So it was kind of like, for Kittitions, it's like they now got to start to kind of, you know, grab onto it a little bit more. I mean, the Grandmasters them was taking off with Gregory Gums and all of them, and Mr. Wall them and so on. But still, because we were kind of trying to emulate a lot of 17 and Flames, it was kind of a little rough for us. We had the little rough edges in them times because we don't want to push out and try to be a band that have a lead vocalist out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
The
why? Yeah, I mean, huh?
The reason I asked that is because, you know, like I know Gibbsy per se, and I call myself a historian of the music, so I know he, as a musician, he used to run the band. Like when I see he play with 40 Minors, he used to lead, bring in all the songs and stuff like that. So that's why I asked that, because I know now you got kind of like lead mention in the direction you want the jam to go, you know?
Well,
And him being new to that environment too, you know?
That part didn't really change that much because even the time that when Gipsy was there, I still used to kind of run the flow of how the session gonna run. You know, so that aspect of it didn't really bother us too much. You know, it's just that, well, like I said, the biggest thing that killed us in the beginning was the fact that Wayne had the monetary backing, and Elvis was pretty much a no nonsense man. I mean, I could tell you, every time Nu Vybes go out there to play, we had a set, and we had that set down pack. You understand? You ain't gonna try go out there and try to play a song what Elvis didn't approve. That ain't gonna happen. If you try that, you're gonna get parked up for 6 months. Easy. Check me. Easy. So, you know, all man used to try to be disciplined to stay on the path. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I said, but Elvis wasn't a joke. And it was for good, eh?
Of course.
It was for good. Yeah, it was for good.
Anything, any if you have a bunch of people in any situation, if it's not in cohesive, it's gonna be disaster, you know?
Yep.
So after Mention Reach now, when was your first album that you guys did together?
Why, the first album, what songs was on the album? Why? We had like songs like Jungle Fever, Dancing Flavor. If you remember something, check the Dancing Flavor. Come and share out of China. Yeah. And we had the Jungle Fever taking over, you know. That probably was about 91, 92 when he had just come in. Can't remember the exact year, but that was the first. And I was surprised too because I didn't realize he's so talented he was in terms of writing. You know, so we got rhythms, and we also got competition in the band.
Yeah.
We Mention and Al used to program too. Right? So Mention and Al would do the thing, and between me and Alj, and Ozzy, after Ozzy coming, we used to do a thing. They might also even call it the Cheese Stooges. You know, so we also got little competition. I will program some with him, and I will program some with him, and that's how we really used to do a thing. And then we would turn them beats into songs. I will go and I will put something together, orchestrate something. Sometimes Mention come with a little idea, and we orchestrate something. But when I really realized that he had something extra, it was 1 year when we were doing, that was the first year we had recorded Indian Chant. We were going to St. Martin. We were supposed to go to St. Martin by Booney's recording studio, big time studio, so you don't know. And for weeks, months ahead, we were putting the album together. And we were scheduled to go to St. Martin the Saturday. At that time, my father was playing with small axe. I'm not sure if what had transpired we're about to tell you now. I kind of feel that is what had to do with my father and small axe having a little fallout. Prior to while we putting the album together, in the house, and I'll say it straight out now, so Mr. Wall and all of them man could hear. My father used to be practicing the Small Axe album. Sid, me and my father were side and side. And all I could hear is the hi-hats and the bass. Can I put me ear by the door because I'm trying to hear what Small Axe coming with, right? When my father leave the house to go to work or he gonna line me now, whatever, let me tell you, I go over in the room and I turn up the room. And still, to this day, I can't find the cassette. He can come back home and in 5 minutes, I'm like, yo, it got to be he went with it. I'll go back in, this man go in the shower. And I go over there and I take a peep and I can't find this cassette. So Mr. Wall, Bugna, all of you, I don't know what daddy used to do with that cassette. I never hear it. So we go in St. Martin now, this Saturday. Small Axe release a song the Friday morning. The song they released was Push Wood. Right?
Yeah.
Good song. Push Wood, you know. They released the Friday morning. The Friday night, I got down to the band house to pack up the equipment because we going St. Martin this Saturday. Al and mentioned down there programming a beat. So, yo, what are you doing? We gotta pack up this stuff. Yo, Small Axe just come up with wood. We gotta come up with a song named Iron. I said, okay, but Iron is tomorrow we going St. Martin. The man said, yeah, but we ain't done it tonight. I said, no, can't happen. This time I pissed now because because somebody do something, we gotta go, you know? We done got everything set. Why we going to humbug it now? And the man stayed here the night and everybody was kind of now, let's try a thing. So I said, okay. I said, to me, the easiest thing to do is kind of try to get a jam band kind of style where you got hands and you got a synth. So that's how I come in. Huh?
Hold on there now. Since everybody abuse me up now, watch you now. A little piece more.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you see what I was telling you? So we had the brass. I remember Jam Band was famous for the brass, and then you come in with a little synth. But Sid, let me tell you, I was pissed because we had no song. We just had the rhythm, I sequence it. We had the melody, but we had no song. And that is when I know and realize how good Mention is. Because we went to St. Martin, and that was the last song we recorded. And all this point, I still pissed off because this to me is a waste of time. Because now the big song that we did plan to push at that time was Indian Chant. That's where we first recorded Indian Chant. Right? And even Indian Chant was kind of like semi a mistake because it was supposed to be like a reggae. But we ended up changing it to a jam tune.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, this money that we're going to waste to go do this song, we're waiting on awards, no nothing. We could be mixing. And let me tell you, that man went in the booth, lights dim, pen on a paper, headphones on, and he just doing so. Yeah, let me go, Booney. And we called that song there.
Nice.
So what happened with that now? Time we get back SK and we got this song named Iron. Small Axe kick up. Because Small Axe walk out. In no way. We could have released this song Friday. Because them days now when you go studio Saturday, record Saturday, mix and master Sunday, and you come back home Monday. Right, so we come home, we release.
Hey,
So,
you said and we laugh. People don't understand that process of 2 days should be something impossible.
I'm telling you. How we do it, I don't know. But Small Axe now kick up because it ain't no way. We could have released a song Friday and then man got an answer to that by Monday.
Yeah.
It means that Steba father let him hear the cassette and he writes something based on what he hears.
A snitch.
Well, let me tell you. Bugno, Wally, Gregory, all know me and hear the cassette. That was just the talent I mentioned to knock up something in that kind of time frame.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing, brother.
And that song there, let me tell you, we literally had to learn that song when we get back SK. Because that song was pure put together the Friday night before we got St. Martin the Saturday. So now we get back now, we got to now go and try to practice it to feel it out and see how the different parts. Yeah.
Crazy. That's crazy. So, but did that song, was that song effective or it was just because it was controversial, it was heard?
No, it was just, listen, if you realize, if you're not SK, in order for you to be in the conversation, you got to be in the fight.
Understood.
You understand?
Yeah.
The SK at one point in time was Grandmasters and Small Axe. This year's Grandmasters, next year's Small Axe, vice versa. The band wars used to be just between them two bands. So in order for us to be a part of the conversation, we had to try to come in the fight. You check? Now, it was harder to come in the fight with Grandmasters because Grandmasters had horns. So, hey, why you gonna pick on Goliath when you could pick on the smaller one?
Yeah.
And not smaller in terms of band size, but just in terms of, you know, there was more our type, a combo type band. You check? So that's the only thing. We just had to do something to get in the fight. You know, and I mean Grandmasters used to really thump us up too. You know, I mean, I could recall one year because we were so small, Juve morning, Nu Vybes would be on the road from 4 o'clock. Because big band's gonna be out from like 6, 7. And one year we were doing pretty decent. We had a nice, decent crowd, you know, jamming going on and so on. And them time we only used to got speakers in the back.
Yeah.
Right? And man, we turned to go down Church Street. 1 year we 100 people behind us, you know. And when we turned to go down Church Street, they had a restaurant down Church Street called Chef Place. I think Chef used to got something to do with Grandmasters, so the man had set up right by Grandmasters. Right by just outside the restaurant, right? And said if we had 100 people, when we bust the corner, it's about 1,000 people sitting down waiting for Grandmasters. Boy, I get nervous. But the tarpaulin down, so no speak, so I know Grandmaster they can start now. So I said, well, maybe we come to here, we could grab up some of these. Boy, and Sid, we jamming going down, you know, and people behind us. Like I say, we only got speakers in the back, so nobody different. The trailer moving fast.
Yeah.
Boy, Sid, when we getting close to Grandmasters, this the man speakers. This the man speakers and this the tarpaulin. I just see this. Let me tell you, Sid, I say, oh shit. That's all I say. The tarpaulin went up fast. You could have sworn the man had to press a button. And when we reached next to Grandmasters, Shabo style. Pong ping ping pong pong ping ping. And then man Kiki, look. But listen, Grandmaster's playing, and I on the mic saying, telling them man, yo, what move that? And he saw me. Yo, what move that? But let me tell you, Jonas out.
Hey, soapy like that, you know, that soapy band, you know.
I will tell you, that song. Listen, after that time there, soapy, me like hook. To this day, me like hook. Because anytime I hear hook, all I seen is that tarpaulin. And let me tell you, Grandmaster also got them speakers where they also call the scoops. Was some buttons where they had like a scoop. And then I also got two big white hands on the top. But when you hear Gregory come on, by hook, but I mean like hook at all.
So let me move with the band now. As far as like after that album and y'all start to get a lot of mention, like, you know, people start to recognize that the band has the talent, and like you say, y'all start to get in the fight. What was the mindset of the group now to move forward?
Well, early o'clock, we wanted to create our identity from early on. So we didn't want to do too much like what everybody is doing and try to branch off. We figured, yo, since we done kind of like in this conversation, let we just try to differentiate ourselves now, you know? And maybe I could say we might have done that a little too quick, because at that point now is like we you know, we ain't driving on the path like everybody else now and then gonna try to branch off. We branch off early o'clock. You know, it's almost like up here you got the highway, but you got the boulevard. Right. So that's the kind of avenue we took. And then we start making some bold moves. You know, after like I tell you, the tightness with Elvis and stuff, we just as the musicians then we decided to even try to look our own equipment, you know. And I gotta say too that some of these same bands that we used to be coming up against, some of them help to propel us too. Because let me start from the beginning. 40 Minus. 40 Minus had a good had the thing going with Tewans. And then at some point in time, they move on from Tewans. That gave us an opportunity to go there. You check? Because like I tell you now, Tewans now was a businessman. He already had capital, so he could have invested in a band as opposed to the manager that we had at the time. So 40 Minus kind of helped with situation, you know. And I mean 40 Minus, the man were lucky because here it is. When the man leave Tewans, mind you, the man had a always system with Tewans, you know. Yeah. I mean, it was better than what we had. Yeah. You check? And when the man leave, why the man get $100,000 system? But how these man playing. We used to call it, how this man playing these moments?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, said it's the first time in my life I ever see a new band.
New band.
Let me tell you, said
Yeah.
them man carry the equipment up Newtown Community Center.
Mm-hmm.
Them man ain't even know. I will by the window peeping. So Sucky?
Hey,
Huh?
hey, Kwame told me he took pictures and all. He said he gonna find them for me.
But let me tell you, said it's the first time in my life I see Vegas come out of a box. You understand? I never know. I didn't know, man, the ship speakers in box. Let me tell you.
For people who ain't know, Vegas is a type of bass bottom speaker that most small island band used at that time.
But let me tell you, as far as I could remember, the only two things that 14 Miners did not get was a bass and a guitar.
Everything.
Let me tell you, everything, bottoms, tops, mixer, wires, keyboards, stand, mic. And let me tell you, IT said to me, say, boy, how the man get this though? Them not playing just with him back in, and you know.
Yeah.
So you we had feel away. But yeah, but I didn't like sucking them at all, boy. Yeah, all the man used to get good and so way. Yeah. But when we used to go up in the band house, man used to be like, boy, how the man get at there, boy? You know, because now the conversation shift now. Instead of Grandmaster, Small Axe, and Nu Vybes, you know, Grandmaster, Small Axe, and Minus.
Yeah.
You check. Let me tell you, said everything the man had brand new. And let me tell you, the man they bring in 4 Vegas here. I think like 16 the man bring one time here. And then they didn't get elite tops, because them time there was Vegas and elites. The man didn't get elite tops. So usually what you find happening is that a man would have got 16 bottoms and maybe 8 tops.
Yeah. The
tops that them man bring was some EV tops, which was a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
So them man bring 16.
Jesus Christ.
So boy, listen. That was just thing. But like I said, at the time we end up by Taiwan's and we just decided, boy, you know, we gotta make do with what we got here. We had a couple of pieces that we own that we buy. And we just start to build things from there. And like I say, some of them man in a paved the way for us. So after Minus get the opportunity to come out here, that pretty much was the end of them. So once them man left the spot vacant, now we get in.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
you know, I mean, we had
so Steba, somebody sent Soapy an old picture, right? And he sent it to me. I want to try to share it. Let's see. How do we do it? Let's do it this way.
What the fudge?
Yep, that's the picture. That's the picture.
So right now we got the Dick, right?
Yeah.
And then Gibbsy, Al, and you.
Yeah.
Why you sharp like ever, boy?
Why? all them clothes Bauer clothes, boy. I have to make sure.
Hey, Gypsy doing the Dwayne Wade style with the 3/4 long pants, long time. Hey, but Steba, me like how the Dick posing by your head, boy.
But I'm telling you, boy. Them days we had Photoshop, them man couldn't move me over, you know.
Oh my God.
But and you know, something else I wanted to touch on too. well, regards to me really, because why this whole band thing and stuff was something that I used to envision for a while. And I wanted to pretty much get to a certain level.
Yeah.
But there was one point in time where things was just like it just rough by, because with minus getting all them equipment, we in the back, it's like it was just hard, Sid.
Yeah.
And one day I was home and I just decided, I done with this. I can just school out. I can just go stick to my architecture, go college, done with this momentous. And one day I get a call from Anguilla. This fellow, what his name is? Harris? I think it was Harris his name is. Don't hold me on it. But he called me. And he said, yo, I'm looking at keyboard man for my band. So, bulbs start going off.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So, okay. I done thinking fast, so I said, my auntie live in Anguilla. I ain't got to worry about no place to stay yet and everything. So I said, what band? He tell me, North Sounds. I said, what? North Sounds is a big band. I know basically in Anguilla at that time used to be North Sounds and Mussington Brothers.
Yeah.
So I tell him, boss, I try him to do my little thing up here and stuff. And I try to come across like Mr. Big Shot, like Nu Vybes is the big thing and everything, I tell him, well, I'm gonna gotta see how things running and everything, and we're gonna talk some more. But in my mind, they say, what? Not Sounds? So long and short, he invited me to come to Anguilla. So he got down to Anguilla, Dan Gargan, the beginning of keyboard man from SK. Yeah, see a boy, moving around, going for by a North Sounds practice and just kind of listening, meet the man. Listening. So okay, see, I could touch up this here, that man ain't tough like that. So he decided, I'm gonna take you to this place named Jono's to hear the biggest competition, Mussington Brothers.
Oh Lord.
So I said, yeah man, let me go. See, when we reached down, I hear the man playing a Burning Flame song. So first thing I said, my man of flames down here. Because it was on point. See, when I bust the door, I can't see the keyboard man here. Because he got keyboards here, keyboards there, and main line, I count about 10 drum machines.
Yeah, at that time, yeah. Because this went like the early 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sid, let me tell you, I swear that this man had 4 hands. Let me tell you, the man were playing and piano going. Yo, it's the first time I can recall like getting in a spot where I just maze. Just stand up on those deals like, what? Listen, this man, all the lead parts, this man harmonizing and playing.
Yeah.
Playing, but listen, I tell you, Sid, I swear this
somebody
man.
Somebody don't say Dexter Mussington. Dexter,
his name is. Yo, I stayed down there for the whole jam. I was telling me, yo, let me go. I tell him, no man, I gotta listen to the competition here. This time, I done say to myself, yeah, but you can stop there. I going back home.
Home to SK.
SK? But listen, when the man done, pan no me. Dexter come over. He stand up, you're going to fight somebody or what them?
Yeah.
Yeah. You the bring? You the bringing? I hope you're ready, I say, ready? I say, ready like Freddy. All this time I just say to myself, ready? Okay, whoa. And let me tell you, me and he talks, I like, yo, how come you're using so much keyboards and different things and different things? I try to keep talk like I big.
Yeah.
But listen, me and Dexter come good. And you know, we go back to the thing and say how it's like. So we think, say bye. Yeah, right. You know, ain't nothing. But listen, when I get on the plane the next morning to go back SK, I tell Harris, I got link here, you know what's going on. when I come make me moves them and so. But I said, when I reach back SK, I just call he, I tell you what you. I plan to go to college, you know? So I can't go leave that alone because I wasn't planning to go down there to compete with Dexter.
Yeah.
Dexter was not no joke.
Yeah, he was a different dude, brother.
You understand? No joke. Is after that is when Jomo take the job with Nard Sounds.
Correct, yeah.
You know, and when Jomo tell me he got in, I said to myself, go. That's why I said, go. But you know, Jomo is one of them determined guys where Jomo went and Jomo practice hard. You know, but yeah, Dexter wasn't easy, boy. Dexter wasn't easy.
That's a crazy experience.
I tell you, listen, from that night there, I don't know, me taking the Nard Sounds job. Not with how he playing.
Yeah, rest in peace to Dexter. Respect every time. Yeah, so with that happening and your mind being that you kind of like want to stop, how you end up putting yourself back in the mix to start building again, to continue building?
Well, because of the opening that 40 miners put there first. Because now for the promoters in SK that want to hire a small band, now they got to use us because 40 miners ain't there. So now we start getting some more of the jobs them that obviously would have gone to 40 miners.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like if promoters out there didn't have the finance to hire the grandmaster or the small acts, you know, like some of the time they got them school sports and thing, you know, when they would hire 40 miners. Now 40 miners in there, so like, let's hire Nu Vybes. You know, we still used to get a lot of knock because our focus was completely different to Minus focus. Minus was more on the rhythm side of it and, you know, laying it back. We was more on the musical side and playing a whole lot of different songs. You know, I used to get fun out of that because especially knowing that I could execute a song just as good or even better than the original.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we used to do. And then, like I tell you too, because 40 miners had the backing financially. Now them man had the different kind of fancy drum machine, the Alice's, them and so man still was around parading maybe 707 and 727. You know, it's only a little while after, you know, we get the Alice's and, you know, we start getting a little bit more thing, but them man was done ahead of us. And especially like small acts used to really tee up the Alice's. So now, here it is now, you got a small band in 40 miners that be able to program similar beats like Bugno. So, you know, we really get squeezed. But like I say, after them man demise, then that's when we get in there and that's when we really start now elevating. But to me, we was getting a good elevation in that we were able to play in a lot of different areas. You know, we could have played the jam band thing. We could have gone and play in the hotel. You know, we had a contract where we used to play Fort Thomas Hotel every Friday afternoon. You know, where people go by the band, the banging jigs. So we had kind of started to classify ourselves as the most versatile band.
Yeah.
You know, there was one time and all I remember we played in the back of the treasury one Sunday night after football. That used to be a big thing, like when soccer finish, everybody will go down by the treasury. And we set up down there and we play reggae all night. We ain't playing nothing else but reggae. So now, yo, the man is a reggae band too. You check? So what started happening now is like when people got reggae shows in St. Kitts now, they hire us. You know, and because of how Elvis had done train us to cover songs, you know, when they got in a reggae show and you got people, guest artists, we back them up. You know, and so we started now coming across now as like you could say one of the most versatile band home. You know.
Yeah. So being that y'all start picking up this steam now. I remember y'all took a New York trip, and I think you said Corey is who mixed the album. What album was that?
Yeah, that was the album with Hand Signal, Mama Don't Cry, Back to My Roots, all them stuff there. That's when I know Corey before that. Because Corey used to be with one of them band in Nevis, Hot Shots or something like that.
Hot Shots, yeah.
Yeah. So when we came up here to go to GT, because how we end up by GT, one of the owners of GT and Terrence, which now was the manager from Uncle T, they were cool. So the two of them was kind of like co-managers. So since, you know, he had the studio, we came up here and Corey was the engineer on the album. That was the same album with Hand Signal and, you know, like I tell you, Hand Signal and all them stuff there. That actually, wow, that was something else. That year was my first world match. We won the first world match that year. And that year also was one of the biggest disasters with the material. Because when we finished recording the material and everything, we were late. I remember, I think I get back to St. Kitts like December 15th or something about. So, yep. So this record late business ain't just that. This ain't just that. And we release, you know, we release as soon as we get back. And Hand Signal kind of take off.
So you got Hand Signal there? Yeah. Hand Signal, I think that was one of our best albums if I was to start classing it. Not the best, but one of the best. One thing now, John. Let me see you. Put him up.
Little piece.
I just gotta say.
It is Bobo.
Yeah, man. Hand Signal was a wicked tune.
Yeah. But what I had like about the album there was that was one of the first times we experiment, like we went outside of the box. And the experiment that we did was with Mama Don't Cry. We get a colo. That's when that year, well, that year was something else. That year leading up to the album, we thought Mention was gonna bounce. Because that is when that year is when Mention actually started more with the Rastafari religion. That's when he started to bust his roots them and stuff. So but a man was in panic mode because it's like, well, that's it, the man gone done. Because, you know, you don't know if his religion gonna steer him away from this, you know? So if you listen to Mama Don't Cry, you listen to the lyrics them pertaining to that, you know? When he take on the Rastafari religion and all of that. So that, like I said, was my first experiment going outside the box. We get this group called a Colo Tegra Man team. They used to do a lot of they pretty much but they do a lot of traditional dances, and they had the Congo drums and the whole percussion section and stuff. And those are the ones that we get to come in to do the percussions. So that was all congos, bongos, all kind of different shakers, man. They bring the whole, how much of them? 6, 8 of them, and we record them by age of them.
Nice.
We come. That's what we did that in New York, and then the guy oh, what's her name again? Cavell. Yeah, Cavell, her name is. She from Nu Vybes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she used to sing with you. Yeah. She actually is the one that did background vocals on it. So at that point, you realize, yo, it's all of these different little elements you could use to create an album. So from that point onward, we always used to invite musicians and other people to give ideas to assist on the albums.
Yeah.